Pakistan's national airline. Once flew world leaders, diplomats, and some of the most important international routes in Asia. Today, parts of that same airline have been privatized. And the decision raises a critical question. Did Pakistan reform a failing airline? Or give up a strategic national asset? This is PIA Privatization Explained. What Pakistan gained. And what it lost. Pakistan International Airlines, known as PIA, was founded in 1955. For decades, it symbolized Pakistan's global presence, and was considered a model airline in the developing world. PIA even helped launch other airlines in the Middle East. But over time, political interference, weak governance, overstaffing, poor financial management, all of it pushed the airline into decline. By the early 2020s, PIA had become one of Pakistan's most loss-making state-owned enterprises. According to international reporting by agencies like Reuters and Bloomberg, the airline accumulated massive debt, relied on repeated government bailouts, and struggled with safety and regulatory issues, including a European Union flying ban, facing severe economic pressure, and commitments made under IMF-supported reforms. The government argued that privatization was no longer a choice, but a necessity. Supporters of the move say Pakistan gained several immediate benefits. First, the government reduced the financial burden on taxpayers by cutting annual losses. Second, a portion of PIA's debt was separated or absorbed to make the airline attractive to investors. Third, private ownership is expected to bring efficiency, professional management, and faster decision-making. In theory, privatization allows the airline to operate like a business, not a political department. But critics argue the real cost may be much higher. PIA is not just an airline. It represents strategic international routes, valuable landing rights, aviation infrastructure, and decades of institutional experience. Once state control is reduced, Pakistan loses direct influence over a key national asset that connects the country to the world. There is also the question of valuation. Critics say the airline's physical assets, prime real estate, and long-term strategic value were not fully reflected in the financial return received by the state. This has triggered public debate, especially in a country where past privatizations often failed to deliver promised benefits. Then there is the human cost. Thousands of employees depend on PIA for their livelihoods. Privatization often brings restructuring, layoffs, and uncertainty around pensions and job security. Costs that do not appear on balance sheets, but deeply affect society. Globally, airline privatization has produced mixed results. British Airways and Japan Airlines recovered successfully after privatization and restructuring. But in other cases, national carriers lost strategic importance or collapsed entirely. The difference was not privatization alone. It was transparency, strong regulation, fair valuation, and long-term national planning. And that leads to the core issue. PIA did not fail simply because it was state-owned. It failed because of political interference, weak accountability, and poor governance. Privatization may reduce losses, but it does not automatically fix broken systems. So what did Pakistan gain? Short-term financial relief, and the promise of efficiency. And what did Pakistan lose? Partial control over a strategic national asset, public trust, and long-term leverage. The real outcome of PIA's privatization will not be judged today. It will be judged years from now by whether Pakistan's aviation sector truly improves, or whether this becomes another example of reform without reforming the system. If you found this analysis useful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Your support helps us bring more fact-based stories from around the world. And if you want to understand the rise of Gen Z protests, including the Nepal Gen Z movement, and how these protests are beginning to reshape politics globally, visit our channel Global Lens for in-depth explainers and global context. Stay informed. Keep questioning. This is Global Lens.